Hi, I'm Mike Field.
I'm Mike Butler.
And you're listening to the Forgotten Cinema Generic Ad.
Join us every Wednesday as we talk about films that seem to be forgotten by audiences, whether it be because a more popular movie was released at the same time or the film simply didn't catch on with an audience in its initial run. We'll discuss what we love about the film, maybe don't love about it, but we'll always recommend you revisit it. You never know, you might find your own forgotten gem. Forgotten Cinema is available wherever you get your podcasts or at ForgottenCinemaPodcast.com or ForgottenEntertainment.com, as we are a proud part of the Forgotten Entertainment family.
I swear I talk more in the episodes.
Hello, and welcome to Recent Activity, your new favorite entertainment review podcast that attempts to cover every film, every show, all at once. I am your co-host, Andrew Morgan. With me, as always, are the co-writers of the upcoming action blockbuster, Marcel the Shell with a Vengeance. It's Shane Beauregard.
Hello, I'm just glad to be among the land of the living, folks.
I know. Rough couple weeks for us all here at Recent Activity. Glad to turn the page to 2023. And Chris Frodell.
I also like to turn pages in books, but I do this podcast.
Yes, this is an anti-Kindle podcast, apparently, that we're starting in 2023. Good to have you guys with us. Happy New Year to you both, obviously.
Happy New Year.
You too.
We had an excellent year, I thought, in 2022, starting up this podcast, 36 episodes in the 8 months we've been here, and they were all bangers, no notes whatsoever. Congrats to us, and thanks to you all for listening, of course, for keeping this train moving along. But, of course, what would the first episode of 2023 be without going back to 2022 and looking at the movies that came out over the past year, what we liked, and it's going to be a love fest. I didn't put any categories in here of like most disappointing or shitty, but Shane, I mean, like, how would you? We've kind of said this a few times over the course of the podcast in the last 8 months here, but how would you kind of, now that it's over, how are you categorizing 2022? Because to me, we've been saying all along, when TV was at its height, it was like, TV is kicking film's ass. TV's kicking film's ass. Do you still feel that way now that we've gotten through the end, that last quarter?
I still do, unfortunately. I believe TV had the stronger year, but I will say I feel like the movie year started decently, got stronger as the season went on, but unfortunately December was a fucking dud when it came to the movie theaters. And
yeah,
we discussed it before. We have traditions where we go to the movies on Christmas, and there was just nothing to see in December. And for the most part, November. So I thought it fizzled out. But overall, I'll say it was a pretty strong year, but overall TV ruled the year, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with most of that. I mean, there was just, from Thanksgiving to the end of the year, there was so much out that it just felt like you can catch one, but because there was so many, or many that were like potentially disappointing, that it didn't feel like this big explosion, which is probably not a good sign for the Oscars, because that's kind of the Oscar period, right, where a lot of these films all kind of hit you at once. But yeah, I thought Thanksgiving was strong though. I like with I saw Glass Onion, Fabelmans, She Said, like all in like a week. It was that's pretty solid. But yeah, the rest of the year, especially if we were not looking forward to something like Avatar, we'll talk about that probably as it all comes through. But yeah, not as strong as you'd hope. Chris, what are your feelings on 2022, buddy, as a whole?
I think maybe because of this podcast, I feel overwhelmed with movies this year.
Sure. Yeah, I feel
where
that.
Before I would see, one or two at my leisure, but having a weekly podcast, it's like, okay, this came out. Do you want to see all of them? Do you want to see some of them? What do you want to see? Do you want to? And then I felt like, wow, there is a lot that came out this year. So I'm new to this game, and I will go with that. I will say I feel like there was more than enough.
Yeah. I mean, especially when you're talking like, seeing around 100, 150 movies, depending on which host you're talking to, I guess. It's overwhelming. Like, and if you think like, did I see 50 good movies? Then like your ratios, it's a coin flip. Like anytime you go to the movies, right? But it's interesting when I can kind of, because I keep track so much with Letterboxd that you can keep track of like a good year. You could tell, you could feel it. Like I remember 2019 felt like amazing. You got, it was the year of Parasite, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, The Irishman, like that year where I was just like, I felt like the 10 they had for Best Picture, I was like excited about for most of them at least, which is hard to do. And obviously we saw in the pandemic that got really hard to do. And this year, it also weirdly enough, usually this time of year we're like, okay, Netflix has how many movies going to be up for Best Picture? Because usually it's either 2 or 3, or at least a third is like a strong contender, but maybe it won't because nobody wants 3 Netflix movies in the 10. I don't know if they're going to get one. So it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. They might actually weirdly win more Oscars, but have less nominations. It's a very odd year for them. We'll get to talking about that and stuff as it goes along as well. But yeah, I feel like this year wasn't super strong, but I felt like the more I was playing catch up towards the end of the year, I felt like I felt better about it. Let's put it that way. I think I keep my top 25 constantly going and updating on Letterboxd, and I felt like I was switching a lot of stuff out, banging out a lot of stuff that was like, like I would have felt silly if it was still on my 25. So I feel good. I feel good about at least those movies. But when you consider I probably saw 130 something movies, you're like, if I'm still quibbling about my top 25, that's not the greatest of years. So, but we're going to go through it. We have tons of categories to go through. Some fun, some obviously the straight up normal ones you would get at any film award show this time of year. But we'll try to do our best, have a little bit of difference. I basically, I don't know if you guys noticed when I kind of had some of the categories, I kind of went like, all right, this one is straight up Oscar, like awards show this time of year category. And this one is MTV Movie Awards circa 1995. So it's like I'm a little back and forth, and then Chris threw one in there that I think is fun, and we're going to lead with it. We're going to talk about the grossest scenes of the year, which actually, Chris, you might have to help me a little bit because some of these I haven't seen the movie.
Okay.
So you might have to help me, but I'll go through them. The nominees are Pearl for the rotting pig's head on the table there in Pearl's home. Bones and All, the tub scene. Now, you two, I think, have seen Bones and All, and I have not. So describe the tub scene for us, Chris, if you don't mind.
Okay. So there is a gentleman who's attacking the girl, Marin?
Yes.
He's attacking her, and in comes Timothée Chalamet.
Mm-hmm.
And the two of these people struggle and brought to the tub, aforementioned tub, and they're trying to stifle him by putting a bag over his head and stabbing at him.
Awesome.
There is an incision made on this person, and Marin digs her hands into the body and takes out an organ and starts to chomp on it. So that's the tub scene of Bones and All.
Sweet. Strong nominee there. I think, Shane, you agree on that one? That's a solid one?
Yeah, that's a really solid one. When you see it go down, it's like, oh, boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, when you also said taking out the organ, I pictured him pulling out a full-length, like, church organ and just, like, he was about to, like,
No,
play
that
a
was
few
it.
tunes. That would have been even better. Also
Yeah,
probably
no,
gross.
it was. How do you fit that in there?
I know. Surprising. Next one is Barbarian. For the breastfeeding / baby bottle scenes. For anyone who's seen that, you'll never be able to erase that memory ever again.
Nope.
If you haven't, I don't want to spoil it, so I'm just going to leave it there. Terrifier 2, Chris, you wrote, really pick any scene. But if you had to, anything pressed, like anything float to the top of mind?
There was a couple that stand out, but I will say there's a scene towards the end of the film where they're at this carnival and this girl is just mutilated. I'll say mutilated.
Yeah.
And it goes on for way too long.
Okay.
And I'm just like, okay, you're done, buddy. You're done. Walk away.
Well, they had to amp up over Terrifier, and that movie is already freaking gross up and down too. So I'm imagining Terrifier 2 just has all of the goods with that.
Yeah. It definitely is.
A huge sleeper hit this year that we've talked about on the podcast. Last two nominees, Men, which we mentioned multiple times. Rory Kinnear giving birth to more Rory Kinnears. That's a strong candidate. I don't want to tip my hand yet. And then the last one, I was very proud of myself for this one. Hustle for Adam Sandler rubbing Queen Latifah's feet. I haven't been able to shake it all year, so I had to put this in here because I just the image. That is not. I know I'm already not one of those guys who obsessed with feet. I'm not sitting there on the internet trying to find celebrity, feet shots. I'm not Rex Ryan. Shane will appreciate that.
Watch it.
But yeah, it still didn't do anything for me and just grossed me the hell out. So that is also a strong candidate in my eyes. Who do you got, Shane? What's your pick for grossest scene of the year?
For me, it came down to either Bones and All. Men was disturbing, but for me, what really, I was in the theater and I started to gag just looking at it was the bottle scene from Barbarian.
Okay.
Because of the close-up they had on the hair, and I kept imagining getting this stuck in my goddamn throat. And I wouldn't be able to do it. I couldn't do it. That one just invoked my gag reflex, so that put it over the top for me. It is Barbarian, the baby bottle scene for me.
All right. Chris, what do you got, buddy?
I'll tell you, it's between that and Terrifier 2 for me. But I will say I was wincing in my seat for the baby bottle. so I will say I will second the Barbarian.
I have to give it to Rory Kinnear. I can't get that scene out of my head. And just for the fact that it kept going and going and going, just amplified the gross out for me.
It was like a screensaver.
Yeah. Ooh, good idea.
Oh, God. No.
Or
I take that back.
That at least has to be a GIF on the internet, right? It just has to be somewhere where it just keeps going. If I find it, you guys are getting that every day now for not picking the scene. But yeah, for me, it's Rory Kinnear and Men. Just constantly producing more men. It's disturbing. I guess anything to do with breaking the bond of birth and taking care of infants that aren't infants is really the theme for the grossest scene this year, and I'm all for that. And dovetailing nicely, we're going to go right into best horror film of the year because we've talked about this a lot again on the podcast too. Impressive year for horror. I mean, the 5 here are solid movies, and I probably, if I had to be pressed to put more on, I probably could have, but these ones are probably the standouts in most people's minds. So we'll run through the nominees. Smile, Barbarian, X, Scream 5, and Fresh. Now, the only reason, I didn't know whether either of you saw Pearl, so I didn't put Pearl on here. You did, Chris?
Yeah.
If I had put it on there, you didn't push for it, so I didn't put it on there. But would you swap that with one of these other ones, or is this a content 5 for you?
This is a content 5. Really, Pearl was earlier in the... No, later. It was,
X was
later.
Early
See,
entry,
I'm so confused between Pearl and X. You might as well put them in the same position.
Yeah, right. Yeah, just the Ty West block. Yeah.
Yeah. But overall, I think X was the stronger of the two.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Which most people say the opposite. The critical response, all the scores tend to lean Pearl. But
I don't know why.
I liked it. I think it's as strong as X. I just think X just hits that 70s horror vibe that I love so much. So I think it kind of amps it up for that. So of those 5 that we listed, Smile, Barbarian, X, Scream 5, and Fresh, Chris, what do you got, buddy? What's your pick?
You can't see it, but I'm smiling. I'll say Smile is my vote.
Awesome. Yeah. That is my vote too. It's the ending of that movie, I still can't get out of my brain. It is just so effective, and all those like creepy smiles on anybody in that movie is so good. I feel like it got better as the movie went along. We've talked about it, but I know Shane has had the debate with us on mics before, so I don't believe he's picking Smile, but you know, I'm sure you can agree that it's a solid pick if you did, but I think you're going someplace else.
Yeah, I am. And this was the toughest category I had to choose from. Because if you had asked me like what I had the most fun watching, it would be Fresh. Fresh was like fun for me. But best horror film to me is Barbarian. A tale of two movies, the twists, Justin Long's performance in the second half, that had everything from the B campiness, just everything. So it was really between that and Smile, but in the end, it's Barbarian for me.
Yeah, it's a close tandem. To me, it's just that I thought Smile ended better. That's all. Otherwise, like, yeah, Barbarian, when that first switch happens and what you think the movie is in the beginning and where they go from there is impressive. So we'll talk about that a little bit more as we get to another category later on. But yeah, this is definitely a very good horror film year. And I've been kind of cataloging what's coming out in 2023. I wonder if we peaked in 2022. So we'll get there as we talk about the horror season in the coming weeks. Next category, Best Villain. This has got a nice mix of, you know, your horror, which we just talked about, and kind of like comic book films and other things that have like solid villains. The nominees are Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher in Thor: Love and Thunder, Paul Dano as the Riddler in The Batman, Art the Clown in Terrifier 2, Mia Goth as Pearl in X and Pearl. She plays 3 different iterations of Pearl in 2 movies. So that's pretty strong. And Tenoch Huerta as Namor in Wakanda Forever. Chris, you're up, buddy. Best Villain. What do you got?
I'll tell you, I was leaning towards Paul Dano, but I think he's done better in other things, like him in Prisoners.
Sure,
that was a good role. But out of the choices, surprisingly, I'm going with Mia Goth.
Okay, yeah. I mean, how can you complain when she's playing, like you said, 3 different versions of the same person over and over? So that's solid. Shane, what do you got for Best Villain, bud?
If his character matched the tone of the movie, it'd be Christian Bale, hands down. Hands down.
Yeah.
But that being said, I'm going Paul Dano as the Riddler in The Batman. To me, that was a nice performance by him. It was a little different for me. I know Chris mentioned Prisoners, but man, I mean, he encapsulated that role. It was a darker version of the Riddler that we've ever seen. So, and it matched the tone of the Batman. So I'm going Paul Dano as the Riddler.
Yeah, it's a solid choice. I actually rewatched The Batman on HBO Max over my convalescence. We were out last week. I totally agree that he matches. I feel bad for him, though, because the conversation after that movie came out was about the end credit scene and that villain to come versus Paul Dano, where like people just kind of forgot that Paul Dano was pretty damn good and pretty damn terrifying at times in this movie, which if anyone who's ever seen Paul Dano, you go, that guy was terrifying. He was terrifying. So I thought it matched really well in this kind of David Fincher freak out Batman that we got from Matt Reeves. But yeah, even though as much as I echo your statement there, Shane, I did actually agree with Chris here. I picked Mia Goth. I think it's mostly just it's quality and quantity. So you got to kind of like pump her up. She had an excellent year. So I'm going to go with Mia Goth as Pearl in X and Pearl. But solid villain year because especially the horror season was so good. Let's talk a little breakthroughs here. People who maybe, before the year started didn't really have a big career to speak of, or maybe was just lying in the weeds doing small stuff or whatever and just kind of came out gangbusters in 2022. Let's start with breakthrough director. We have Zach Krager for Barbarian, John Patton Ford for Emily the Criminal, BJ Novak for Vengeance, Carrie Williams for Emergency, and James Morosini, who also stars in the film I Love My Dad. Shane, we'll start with you on this one, buddy. I'm pretty sure I know where you're going, considering your previous answers, but who you got for Breakthrough Director?
Here's what it came down to for me, and this is going to surprise you. It's a little curveball. I'm going John Patton Ford for Emily the Criminal.
Wow.
I watched
that
this
was a late entry for you.
Yeah, I watched this late in the year. It's a great performance by Aubrey Plaza, but what I liked about this movie, it had a good pacing to it. It was tight-knit. It was an hour and 45 minutes. It was thrilling. It had the drama. I loved it. I loved that film. I wanted to go with Barbarian, Zach Krager, but John Patton blew me away with Emily the Criminal. That whole movie was just so tight-knit, and I would recommend that. So for me, I want to see more of what he has down the pipe.
Yeah, it's definitely my kind of movie. I was very intrigued by the plot line on this one. Just, it's very modern and very plausible, and she's very good in it. We can all we can all relate to like, oh, I have mounting student debt that needs to be paid, but I also kind of am a dirtbag, so let's do it in the worst way possible. So I'm with that. A very impressive performance on there, and also speaks to, again, Sundance this year was awesome, because there's a lot of movies we're going to talk about throughout that we probably have already brought up. Emily the Criminal and Emergency, 2 of the 5 here premiering at Sundance, and a lot more that we probably already talked about. Just an amazing year for that too. So I felt 2022 peaked pretty early. So it's tough to kind of look back and see our top 5s that we did as one of our first early episodes, and then seeing, it'll be interesting how much that hasn't shifted at least that much since the year ended. Chris, who do you got for Breakthrough Director, buddy?
I gotta say, like, this is a solid category.
Yeah.
But I have to go with BJ Novak.
I knew you were going there.
I knew you were doing
I knew you were
that.
going there. Yep.
You sons of bitches. No, you didn't.
I did.
No, I gotta say, he's come a long way from Ryan from The Office, and there was a while where he couldn't shake that. He's mostly known for writing and performing. So when he jumped into the director's chair, I was not 100% that he was gonna knock it out of the park, but he did really well with his first big outing, and I like the balance that he had with Vengeance, and how there are tonal shifts, but it's not abrupt, and it kind of eases into scene to scene. So I think he did a really great job with that.
Yeah, a movie's good when you have a podcasting main plot or side plot, and I'm not annoyed at all, which is very good. Shout outs to the first of the latest Halloween trilogy to be terrible podcasting nightmares that I don't want to bring up anymore. But a lot of people have tried to put the podcasting thing in, and unless you're like only Murders in the Building, you probably suck at it. So this one, very solid movie. Like this movie a lot. It's in my top 25 of the year. So for, again, his first movie, that's a solid pick. To me, though, I am picking neither of those. I am picking another movie that premiered at Sundance, Carrie Williams' Emergency. You guys watched this before me, and then once I got around to it, I was like, I am an idiot for not getting this fast enough on Amazon Prime, and I thought people slept on it even as far as like Sundance was concerned, because it didn't like win many awards or get like too much buzz talked out of it, but I enjoyed the hell out of this movie. I thought it was inventive. I thought it was unique and fun and subject matter worth exploring that other people kind of sort of did this year too and failed, or wasn't as entertaining at least. So kudos to Carrie Williams for turning his short film Emergency into a feature, both times premiering at Sundance. So see that movie if you haven't already. It's on Amazon Prime. Check that out. One of my favorite films of the year. Breakthrough Performer, now that we got through the Breakthrough Directors, a lot of these people, you could be like, oh, well, I saw them in this before. This is breakthrough, all right, guys? We're talking about people who, maybe saw them in like one or two other things, smaller roles, but then now have hit the big time where you know who these people are. Breakthrough performer nominees are Jenna Ortega, Mia Goth, Austin Butler, Stephanie Hsu, and Amber Midthunder. If you guys don't know those names, you've been under a rock this year. But if you need a little help, Amber Midthunder was in Prey. We talked a lot about her. Stephanie Hsu in Everything Everywhere All at Once. Austin Butler playing Elvis. Mia Goth, we've already spoke her praises for X and Pearl. And then Jenna Ortega seems to be everywhere. She was in X, Scream 5, Wednesday, The Fallout on HBO Max. Am I missing anything? I feel like I'm actually missing something. No?
We always say that.
Studio 666. Yep.
Yes.
So that's an amazing year. So I'll just put it out there. This was where I was picking Jenna Ortega. So because she's just been everywhere. And, even though, yes, Wednesday shouldn't, quote, count in terms of, what we're doing here in the film categories, but she's done enough film work this year where she is big time. I remember seeing her in the second Babysitter movie on Netflix, and I was like, I like her. This movie sucks, but she is doing circles around everybody else. She's going to break through soon. And then sure enough, a year later or whatever it was, just hit the ground running. So many projects all landing at once. She definitely burst onto the scene this year. Chris, what do you got for a breakthrough performer, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, you said it. I mean, she's been in everything. Everything. Jenna Ortega for the win.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to dismiss her, man. I mean, a lot of these other people definitely put their stamp on there, but she had a hell of a year. Shane, what do you got?
I don't care if she's been in everything. I like Jenna Ortega. That's fine. But for me, this category was the hardest for me to choose from, and it came down between Austin Butler and Amber Midthunder. And in the end, I chose Amanda Midthunder because I am a huge fan of the Predator franchise. And Prey honestly came out of fucking nowhere for me and exceeded all my expectations and blew up Hulu for like a month. And it was her performance as the lead action heroiness, or whatever you want to say, in this movie that drove it. And she was fantastic. But I wanted to give a shout out to Austin Butler because his portrayal of Elvis, because I've never seen Austin Butler ever before Elvis.
Yeah, he's a small part in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Otherwise, I wouldn't even know who he was.
He nailed that role. But for me, it has to go to Amanda Midthunder. I want to see her in more movies, more action movies. She was just utterly fantastic in Prey. So that is my vote.
Yeah, you can't go wrong in this category. It is really hard to pick, and Austin Butler definitely deserves credit. Everybody up and down definitely stood out when it came to 2022. Now let's double it up. Double up your fun for Best On-Screen Duo. Yes, if that sounds like MTV of 95, I totally did that because that used to be one of my favorite categories. The nominees are Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson for Banshees of Inisherin, Junior NTR and Ram Charan for RRR, Adam Sandler and Juancho Hernan Gomez for Hustle, Cooper Raiff and Dakota Johnson for Cha Cha Real Smooth, Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz for The Batman, and Emma Thompson and Daryl McCormick for Good Luck to You, Leo Grand. I honestly have no idea who you guys are going to pick. I'm very excited to hear. Shane, kick us off here, buddy. Who you got?
This was the easiest of my choices.
Fascinating.
And it took me 2 seconds to pick this. It's Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson. I mean, the two just were great in Bruges, and they just have some kind of just chemistry working together that they just play so well off each other. And they drove Banshees as a movie. So for me, it's Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson. Easy choice.
Yeah, definitely a solid choice on that one because, I mean, they are the movie, of course, and it makes for a lot of scenes, a lot of memorable scenes, including the ending and how it all transpires. So you can't go wrong. And plus, it's like a dark comedy. It makes you feel good, but it also is like, Jesus Christ, where did this movie end up? So it's a good, solid pick, man. Chris, what do you got for us, bud?
I got to say, Colin and Brendan have my vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Frickin'
honestly, like, does it count though? Because they aren't really a duo because one doesn't want to do anything with the other.
it's a fair point. It's a fair point.
But no, I go with them because of everything that Shane said. They do have great chemistry together, and they are the driving force of the movie, whether they want to be on screen together or not.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely echo those sentiments. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie, but I did go in a different direction though.
Oh boy.
Because I thought this pair
I know where you're going.
was electric when I saw it in the last couple weeks. Junior NTR and Ram Sharam for RRR is my pick, because that movie is 3 hours of a giant, just crazy town thing.
Yep.
Where just for the dance sequences alone, even in a big time action movie, for the dance sequences alone for these two guys, the bromance is real, the dance moves are real, the action is real, except for the tiger. No, I'm kidding. I just did that to mess with Chris. The early CGI
That tiger
kinda
was
got
solid.
me. Yeah. But yeah, this movie is just on top of you the whole time. And these guys, their performance, especially for a movie no one had on their radar coming into the year. Two guys who we didn't really know coming into the year at all because of, the language barrier and the distance and that. No crossover for them that I've seen. And these guys killed it. By the end of the movie, you're just like so happy for them that you just are just over the moon. So these guys in RRR, I loved it. So that's gonna be my best on screen dude.
Yeah, I can't fault you for that. I can't fault you because it's one of those 3 hour movies we talk about. Like you said, I didn't mind it was 3 hours because it was so fast paced, and I don't even like fucking songs in movies, but the dance is like, I'm watching this. It was great. So I can't fault you with that choice, buddy.
Yeah. Chris, have you caught RRR, right?
Yeah, actually, I was recalling that I had seen it prior to you coming over and us
that's right. Yeah.
watching Stranger Things.
Right.
So technically I had 5 hours of movie watching in that one night. So I have no complaints about length anymore.
I was about to say that's a solid double feature of RRR and the season finale of Stranger Things season 4. So yeah, I would take that. But yeah, I definitely, like I said, I think that's and again, this category I thought was extremely hard. If anybody picked any of them, I wouldn't have poo-pooed any of those picks. So good on you guys. It shows how strong Banshees is, especially as we get into Oscar season. Next category, Best Action Film. Your options are Top Gun Maverick, RRR, Prey, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Wakanda Forever. I actually had a tough time getting a 5, even though I felt like action was like really strong this year, and I was like, really? Is Wakanda Forever the 5th? Would you guys have swapped one? Do you have one in mind that you're just like, you idiot, why didn't you put this on there? Because I struggled to get that 5th one on. Shane, you're kind of the action expert.
Yeah, no, I mean, the choice I would have went with, you guys would never put on there, but
Let me guess, the Gray Man.
Yes, it would have been on there. So no, Wakanda Forever. I can deal with Wakanda Forever.
Yeah,
I would say Bullet Train.
You think
Maybe
that's better
throw
than
that on?
Wakanda Forever?
I would say there was more action in Bullet Train.
Yeah,
than
I
Wakanda.
agree, Chris. That's a good call, buddy.
There are also a lot of just sitting and talking too. I don't know, but you're right. There are a lot of action scenes in there, a lot of gunplay. So yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. Other than that, I can't really. I don't see anything really that stands out other than that.
Nope.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not gonna say no, that doesn't belong.
Right. Yeah. But clearly, it's probably not going to get picked. So let's get to the picks. Shane,
I changed my vote.
You're the action guy. Step up to the plate and do what I think you're going to do.
Fucking no-brainer. It's Top Gun Maverick, man. This is the first movie there that just blew everyone away. Exceeded, for a sequel that came out 30 years after the original one, that just blew the original away, and fucking all hail Tom Cruise, man. Like, as much as I loved RRR, which was a crazy film, like you just said, it's Top Gun Maverick, man. That's the first blockbuster. It's the best blockbuster of the year, hands down. Sorry, James Cameron. It's Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah. I just recently rewatched this because it dropped on Paramount Plus over the holiday season, and yeah, it still has all the vibes, man. It still hits even at home on my probably not that impressive setup. So it really kicks. It still does all what it's supposed to do. So definitely can't poo-poo that one. And obviously we'll talk about this as this all progresses here as we're getting down to the home stretch of these awards. Chris, what'd you pick for Best Action Film, bud?
I hate to go against you guys, but I'm going to have to recall what we talked about just moments ago. RRR.
Yeah.
I mean,
hey, Chris,
every moment
I
was
didn't put my
action.
pick out there, so you're not going against.
Oh, I thought you were agreeing with Top Gun.
No, I'm agreeing that it's a very solid film.
Oh, okay. All right. Whew. Okay, so there is a chance. Yeah, I say RRR only because like every scene was an action scene. Like
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
the downtime there was action.
Yeah.
When you have two guys, one on each other's shoulder, on a motorcycle, I mean,
Yeah.
come on,
Yeah.
can't get more action than that.
It's true. Absolutely. It's a solid pick, but I didn't pick that one either. I
Get
went
out.
with, kind of the Avatar for us because we say it in the intro every single week. Got to at least put it somewhere. Everything,
Say no
everywhere,
again.
all at once. The only thing I would say, if you want to fight me on this, is that it's kind of fraud. Like there's a decent amount of action in it, but it's tough to say like that it matches up to the likes of the in the cockpit experience of Top Gun, or the Fighting Tigers experience of RRR, or the Predator, or Black Panther, things like that. It's tough to see it on that level, but if it's in there, I gotta say it's for me it's like so close between Everything Everywhere, RRR, and Top Gun Maverick. They're like millimeters apart.
Yeah, I
It's
can see
so
it.
hard to pick, but I'm going to be, I guess, the contrarian, even though we all picked three different things. But yeah, Everything Everywhere all at once. You brought your knife to a hot dog fingers party, and the hot dog fingers always win. Let's move on to Best Actress. The nominees are going to sound familiar because we've talked a lot about these films as we've gone through, including my last pick. You got Michelle Yeoh from Everything Everywhere all at once. Viola Davis from The Woman King, a movie we haven't talked about on the pod yet, right?
Nope.
Michelle Williams of The Fabelmans, Emma Thompson from Good Luck to You, Leo Grand, and Jennifer Lawrence from Causeway, a movie Shane sang the praises of the last time we were on the mics. And I got to say, I enjoyed it. I caught it on Apple TV Plus over the holiday. And yeah, everything that everybody says is absolutely true. She's very good, kind of like a breakout, or whatever, standout performance from her, from Jennifer Lawrence, who we haven't seen over the last couple of years, let alone from what she did the previous years. I think this is a comeback of sorts for her to put herself back into that kind of award-centric, can be in the center of a frame, carry a movie type of performance, with Brian Tyree Henry matching her at every turn. Really good, a solid movie there. Shane, what do you got, buddy? Best Actress pick from you.
Yeah, I almost wanted to give to Emma Thompson just because she went topless in this film, which you don't see much very more.
It's very important, yeah.
Kudos to her. So if there was another award for that, she would get it. But as you mentioned, it's Jennifer Lawrence in Causeway. It's a film. It's a film that not a lot of people have seen. It's a very down to earth, nitty gritty kind of performance by her. Just kind of stripped to the bare bones. I just loved it. I wanted to go Michelle Yeoh, but in the end, it's Jennifer Lawrence and Causeway, and I just wish more people would go to Apple Plus and watch this movie, like you just said.
Yeah, well, more people have to have Apple
Yeah,
TV
I
Plus
know.
for starters, not to mention their price hike that I will not let them get off the hook for after we sang their praises for how cheap and affordable it was. Chris, where do you land with Best Actress?
I'll tell you, the struggle was between the Michelles.
Yeah.
Michelle Williams did a great job in The Fabelmans. She did her best.
Mrs.
Oh
Spielberg?
God, she was Dorothy in Nas.
Oh,
Judy Garland.
Judy Garland.
She
yeah.
did her best Judy Garland, but I gotta say Michelle Yeoh did it for me.
Yeah.
I feel she was so well-rounded. She fit in every category that she portrayed in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
And, she did a great job. Not to say anything bad about the rest of the nominees,
Yeah.
but she won amongst all of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to sound weird for me picking it in Best Action Film, and it's one of my favorite films of the year, Everything Everywhere All at Once, but I'm going to go in a different direction. I'm going with Viola Davis for The Woman King.
Okay.
That movie, I mean, yes, I've seen a decent amount of people singing its praises. It needed more. This is what we want from movies. It's action. It's got a standout cast top to bottom. I couldn't believe, like, as the movie progressed, I was like, I like that person a lot. I like that person a lot. Like, the casting was so good. And I feel like, obviously, Viola Davis is the ringleader here. She's at the center of everything. Everything goes through her. And for her, I don't want to speak about, age and anything. I say it for Tom Cruise jumping out of a plane or whatever it is, but like Viola Davis isn't obviously like old or anything by any measure, but for the amount of stuff she's doing in this movie and the shape she's in and commanding a Oscar level performance in there as well, it's a lot to do and she kills it. Every time she has a movie, she seems to be right in the middle of the Oscar conversation. And I hope, I don't know if she's going to do it this year, but I hope that she does for this movie so more people will also watch this movie because it's really good. It's a really solid movie. We'll go over our best of the year, and this was right up there for me. Another movie I saw way too late. I should have been singing its praises when it was in the theaters back in, I believe, around September time. But yeah, caught it on VOD and very happy I did so. Viola Davis is amazing. Lashana Lynch is amazing in that movie too. There's a lot of people I really like in that movie, but she's the one avatar for that movie right now. So good on her. Everybody watch The Woman King. Now turning to Best Actor. The nominees, really strong crop. Tom Cruise for Top Gun Maverick, Austin Butler for Elvis, Colin Farrell for The Banshees of Inisherin, Gabriel LaBelle from The Fabelmans, and Cooper Raiff from Cha-Cha Real Smooth. Chris, let's lead off with you, buddy. Who you got for Best Actor of 2022?
All right. I'd like to throw you guys off. And my vote goes for Cooper Raiff.
Ooh.
I didn't see that coming.
I appreciate it, buddy. You know I do. So, yeah, speak on it. What impressed you about Cooper Raiff?
Well, when we reviewed Cha-Cha Real Smooth, I believe we all lamented how charming Cooper was.
Absolutely.
And to be, triple, quadruple threat of writer, director, actor, producer, just all-around entertainer.
Yeah, like 25 years old at best. Yeah.
It's not fair. Not fair.
I know.
But that's my choice. Now, again, there's some strong performers. I will say Austin Butler was great as Elvis.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Cooper just ekes out the win.
Yeah, you know how much I love this movie. It'll come up later on as we get down to the last category, of course, because I put it in for Best Picture for a reason. But, yeah, I weirdly am going to say, yeah, you're probably right. But I had to go with Austin Butler on this one because Elvis is a movie that I thought was going to fail big time. And this is a movie that I'm glad I saw in a movie theater. It's big. It's a spectacle. It's, emotional roller coaster. Is it it's not that strong in the beginning. I thought it got better as the movie went on, to the point where I was just a puddle in certain scenes, just feeling that performance. And again, for a guy who I barely knew or didn't know going into it, this is a performance of a lifetime for any actor, and him doing it this early on in his career is impressive. But yeah, Again, like you could probably pick anybody in this category. I feel bad for not picking Tom Cruise because he is kind of the champion of 2022. If you had to pick like who won 2022, I'd probably say Tom Cruise. But the Austin Butler performance is undeniable. So that's my pick. Shane, what do you got, bud?
I'm going off road here, and you could give this guy a win in two categories: best comeback performance of a career. But it's Brendan Fraser for The Whale. And I know you didn't have this on the list.
You son of a bitch.
I know you didn't have it on the list, but I saw it late in the year and it moved me. It made me angry. It made me sad. It was the performance of a lifetime for a guy we haven't seen it in a while. And he is the only reason to watch The Whale, which is a solid movie, but it's a hard watch to get through. But gosh damn, did Brendan Fraser pour everything he had into this role. And it's worth the price of admission to watch him at his craft in this role as this individual. Again, it pours out every emotion you have in a 2-hour film. And I mean, I said this, I think last time we were on the mics, if he doesn't win Best Actor for the Oscars, there's something wrong with the category. I'm sorry. There just is. There is.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely going to be stacked up against a lot of the people we're mentioning here now. Definitely, I think Austin Butler will be there. I would say Colin Farrell's definitely going to be there. So, tough competition. I'd be shocked if Cruise got in the 5. I'd be super shocked if he won, if he did get in. But, you know, yeah, everybody's singing the praises of that, but he seems to be... He's losing a bunch of categories to Farrell, as a lot of these critical bodies are kind of coming out over the last month. But we'll see. He needs a win real big. He's not there at the Golden Globes because he spoke out against the Golden Globes, and it's kind of a payback situation. So we'll see, because he said he wouldn't show up and all that. So he needs a win. He needs it at Critics' Choice or some other big landing spot before the Oscars, but I think he's definitely going to be nominated. So yeah, absolutely. Before we get to Best Picture, I wanted to throw this in because I did do an article for what's on Netflix.com where I did my top 10 Netflix movies of 2022. So I kind of wanted to just throw it out to you guys. I kind of sprung this on you guys last minute. If you had to pick, because my pick, if you not to spoil my own article, but my pick was All Quiet on the Western Front as my favorite of the year for Netflix for 2022. Shane, what would you pick if you had to write this article? And yes, I am picking you because you were like, how dare you, and was mad at me that I did this in the first place. So please enlighten us, buddy. Did I choose right, or are you going a different direction?
Oh, no. This is where I'm giving this film kudos. I would go Glass Onion because that was a very fantastic film. But, you know, for a movie I've seen 8 times so far this year, I'm going Gray Man. Thank you for pairing up Chris Evans and Ryan Gosling, giving me one of the best action movies of the year. And it's the only time I can sing that the praises of the Gray Man on our podcast, because everyone else poo-poos that film and they could all screw themselves. So it's the Gray Man for me. Sorry, it's the Gray Man.
All right. Definitely.
You put other.
Did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I forgot. Did I even say the nominees? So I put like
you did.
All Quiet, Hustle, Glass Onion, Pinocchio, or other. So yes, you snuck in the Gray Man on your other pick. You're true to yourself, man. I can't fault you for that. So that's it. That's how these things work out. Chris, please speak some reason on this podcast. After that pick, what do you got, bud?
Well, I gotta say, Shane convinced me. I wasn't thinking. No. Prior to this, these choices, I thought about it. Even without seeing the other nominees, I would have to go Hustle, only because, I mean, for someone like myself who's not really into sports, it ticked all the boxes. You got the everyman. You have the struggle to get back on top. You have this just Cinderella story, and it's inspiring. It was well done. We all know Sandler can act. You know, he gets a bum rap for making crappy films. but come on, this is a guy that has made us laugh, cry, for different reasons.
Crying when I saw him rub Queen Latifah's feet. Yeah.
Yeah, that Ridiculous Six. But it's really well done, and I think even if you're not a sports fan, it definitely wins you over.
Yeah, I picked that movie as the best they had like around the halfway point this year, maybe a little later. I did an article that was the best film for every year that Netflix has been a studio. And at that point in the year, I picked Hustle as the representative for 2022. They had a great end of the year, I thought, Netflix, in terms of their film slate. There were a couple of duds out there. I'm looking at you, Bardo. Or Matilda the musical, if I want that platform to fucking get so angry at that movie that I don't get the love. It has good ratings across the board. People love this damn movie. I fucking hated it. Fuck Matilda. Fucking strange-ass movie.
She's
Even
just
had
a girl.
Tim Minchin did the music for it. I like him. And I still hate it. There was nothing besides Lashana Lynch, who keeps popping up. But if she wasn't in it and Emma Thompson didn't do a solid job, I'd be like, that movie has no redeeming value. So yeah. So I get to at least shit on one movie this year. That's good in this episode. But yeah, All Quiet was the pick for me. It's just such a haunting and brilliant film with amazing cinematography. And again, a lot of people you don't know, and they just blew me away. A great ensemble cast, solid relationship building, character building, and everything else. So All Quiet was my pick. Go check out the article. Check out my full top 10 on whatsonnetflix.com. But now we're here, guys. It's Best Picture time, and even though I wrote down nominees, I figured this is a good time for us to put out our own personal top 10s of the year, maybe save the number ones for the pick for the Best Picture of the year for you guys. But Chris, you want to regale us, sir, with your top 10 sans number one?
Okay, so just go straight down, right?
Yeah, just go 10 to 2, and then we'll make the picks at the end.
All right. So at number 10, I just have to preface this by saying this was a tough list for me to do because a lot of these films kind of like felt same level as others.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, my number one is my number one, but these can move at any point.
For sure. I felt the same way.
So number 10 is Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. Number 9 is Smile.
Solid. Yep.
Number 8 is Nope.
Interesting. That high for you.
That low?
No, I mean, like we kind of seem mildly disappointed in Nope. So that's why I'm surprised that it's in the top 10.
Oh, okay. All right. Following that is Vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
At the number 6 spot is Top Gun Maverick.
Shane just wept. Okay.
Well, sorry.
No, I know.
These are my choices, not yours.
I know.
Number 5 is The Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, The Fabelmans.
Okay. Well, okay.
A dark horse. Number 3 is Clerks 3.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Number 2 is Cha Cha Real Smooth.
Ooh, wait, you said hold one, right? You said hold number one, right?
Yeah, we're not going to do the number one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do the reveal. So, yeah, solid list, man. I'm looking at my own personal list and thinking, okay, then what does that narrow it down to? But I'll save those thoughts, of course. Shane, give us your 10 through 2.
Here's the correct list. Number 10, The Gray Man. I'm kidding. It's not The Gray Man. Number 10,
son of a bitch.
Number 10 is Barbarian. Number 9 is The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Okay.
Number 8 is Cha Cha Real Smooth. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to bump it out. I had to bump it out. Like you said, Chris.
Dude, I'm just proud of you that that's
tough.
in the top 10. I'm not going to lie.
Number 7 is The Outfit. Number 6 is Prey. Number 5 is The Menu. Number 4 is Banshees of you pronounce the last one.
Inisherin. Yep.
There you go. Yep, there you go. Number 3 is Top Gun, and number 2 is the Batman.
Interesting. So the two of you seem to be maybe in lockstep there. My 10 through 2, God, 10 was so hard. Because we could throw out honorable mentions or whatever, I guess, but I feel sad, or I feel bad that you guys didn't get to do that. So I'll hold back.
Okay.
But, number 10, Emergency. I sang the praises earlier for that. Number 9, Shane, The Outfit. Number 8, The Banshees of Inisherin. I feel kind of weird that it feels weird to say it's that low, but I think the top 8 are pretty solid. Number 7 is The Fabelmans. Number 6 is All Quiet on the Western Front. Number 5 is RRR.
Ooh.
Number 4 is Top Gun Maverick. Number 3 is Everything Everywhere All at Once. Number 2 is The Batman. And I'll start the proceedings, guys, by saying my number 1 is shock to no one who's listening to this podcast. Number 1 for me is still Cha Cha Real Smooth, because that movie is a charm offensive that made me cry and just made me feel emotions that I haven't felt in many movies outside of it. So that movie is so good. I'm sad that no one really sings its praises much outside of this podcast, but I will be the person who plants the flag for Cooper Raiff and that amazing cast. So, yeah, Cha Cha Real Smooth, best picture of the year for me. Shane, what do you got?
This is why I didn't pick this in other categories, because I was saving this for last, but it's Everything Everywhere All at Once for me. The originality, the action, just the breakthrough performance, like you said, and Michelle Yeoh. I mean, it just was nothing that I expected when I went to see it in the theater, and it just totally flabbergasted me on how original and good it was. And I kept flipping between that and the Batman, but in the end, it's Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah, I will tell you, like, one of the things that makes my heart smile when I think about 2022 movies is not just Hot Dog Fingers, of course, but like also just Ke-Huy Quan. Like, if he doesn't win Best Supporting Actor, I will fucking riot. Like, that man who was off the radar, all the way off the radar, and to come in, give us this emotional boost of a guy that, was a big time presence, when you're a younger person of people our age level, between Goonies and Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom, and, just a guy that you just root for. He's so nice. He's so good in this movie. And yeah, he if I had to put like between Tom Cruise winning 2022, but Ke-Huy Quan is right there for me. Chris, what's your number 1, buddy?
My number 1, I will only say this. I never thought rocks with googly eyes would make me tear up.
Yeah.
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I mean, yeah, Shane said it. Originality, I had no expectations about it. I saw a weird trailer for it. I said, I want to see that. I had the pleasure of seeing it on the big screen, and it was a roller coaster of emotions that I never wanted the ride to end.
Yeah.
So, and that has not swayed at all throughout the year. Of all the stuff that we've seen, it always remains my number 1.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. And like I said, I still put it at number 3. On a given day, you could have talked to me and seen whether it could have been higher or whatever. But yeah, it's so good. You know what it suffers from? It suffers from being on Showtime.
Yeah.
Where I can't have that rewatch factor just yet, where a lot of these other films are widely available on streaming, and I can rewatch them and enjoy them and get it, hooked into my veins multiple times over the year.
Oh, yeah.
And this one, it left such an impact to be that high still on my list. But yeah, it's a very solid movie. And yeah, like I said, Ke-Huy Quan, he's my spirit animal. This guy, I love him so much. I'll allow it. Do you guys have any like, God, it was so close to my top 10, like an honorable mention or two? Did you want to throw them out, Shane?
For me, I have two, and because I think I was the first one to see this. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but it was RRR. RRR was in my top 10 for like the longest time until the end of the year, and then it's The Whale. So for me, it's The Whale and RRR. Just missed out on my top 10.
Yeah. Well, it's encouraging to hear, especially about The Whale, because the MO for it so far in award season is it's not getting the best critical reception as a whole film, but everybody, like, the consensus is that Fraser's performance is worthy. So, and that maybe your girl Sadie Sink maybe didn't have it as much as maybe some of these others, and so there's like kind of a mixed review on that. So if you're saying it was that high for you, that's a good recommendation. I'll have to get to that very soon. Chris, what about you? You got a couple right outside your top 10?
I'm looking through the list, and I'm like, I don't. I will say The Menu does deserve some kind of spot, but I just didn't know where to put it.
Right.
So good. It actually came out, was it today as we record on VOD?
Oh, did it?
I think.
Yeah.
I think it's on HBO.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So not VOD, HBO.
Yeah. It's a good spot for it, considering that it's made by the guys who did Succession. So it's a good landing spot.
Oh, yeah. You know what, Dom? Yeah. But I will say that is probably a solid recommendation for, maybe eking in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I had some tough choices at 10. I easily could have put The Woman King in after I sang its praises earlier for when I talked about it with Viola Davis. But yeah, a spectacular cast, great ensemble. Neither of you have seen this yet?
I wanted to see it in September, and I just kept missing it, and then it just got out of the theater. So it's on my really watch as soon as I can list now.
Yeah, I've heard people beside yourself singing its praises that I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's got a 3.8 on Letterboxd, and I hear very little people talking about it. It's a shame because it's just so damn entertaining, and it's a really solid film. So check that out. And Glass Onion was my 12. So, again, a year where Netflix might have that movie sneak into the top 10 for Best Picture. It'll be interesting to see where that goes, especially a movie that's, the original was up for Best Picture and won, I believe, no, or maybe it was nominated for Best Original Screenplay. I forgot whether it won. But definitely it was in the Oscar conversation on the first one, and I think this one is worthy of it. You guys have both seen it?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So can I just ask, because I hate this conversation and I hate to end on kind of a weird note. A lot of people's complaining online, and I know online is not real life, but it's enough. I've seen it enough that it just bothers me. Did you think the movie was like either too easy or too obvious or too anything to where, did anything bug you in that level about it, about the actual mystery itself?
No, I'll speak up first. No, I didn't. It had me really guessing to like the third act. Then I kind of started piecing it together. But no, it really, I actually enjoyed it more than the first movie. And
agreed.
And it was good to see Edward Norton back on screen. And it was between him and Daniel Craig, I thought was great back and forth. I didn't have any problems with the film. And I know outside of that, Andrew, a lot of people were complaining because they thought that Edward Norton character was like Elon Musk or whatever. I didn't even pick up that connection. I didn't either. But no, I know the movie did not bother me at all. Enjoyed it more than the original movie. So I really love the film.
Chris, what about you?
Yeah, I again, if comparing the two of them, I liked it better than the first.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the first one, you're given who did it, and you're questioning why, and and you're going through and you're piecing it backwards. With this one, just like Shane said, I was guessing up until the third act.
Yeah.
Because I thought, oh, it must be this person because of this.
Right.
And I was wrong. And then I was like, okay, who's my second guess? I was wrong. You know, it really did well with that. I was talking about it recently where I don't think Ryan Johnson is thinking he's the next Agatha Christie.
Right.
You know, Benoit Blanc is not Hercule Poirot.
Right.
But he is good. And I thought it was funny, him getting to the island. He's like, oh, this is how it happened. And he's already solving stuff that he's not supposed to.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that was really well done. But, you know, character, I'm a fan of character. I'm a fan of writing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was well written. The dialogue flowed, and these characters, none of which are, you know, really you're rooting for.
Yeah.
But maybe Janelle Monáe's character. But overall, everyone's just like not the greatest. So you're like, okay, I don't care what happens to these people.
Yeah.
But
if Janelle Monáe is considered best supporting, I would absolutely throw her in the ring. I thought she carried that movie for stretches of that movie. Also, just a shout out. I love Kate Hudson in this movie, and I haven't enjoyed her in something for 15 years, maybe, and I like her quite a bit outside of like some smaller roles, but I thought she was great in this. But the reason why I brought it up just before, I know you got something on your mind there, Shane, but like the song Glass Onion by the Beatles is basically a song that John Lennon wrote because he was so mad that people were like getting into these songs and trying to interpret them different ways from what he wrote and everything else, and just he was so annoyed that he makes this song where he's like, oh, by the way, the walrus was Paul and this and that. Like he just basically just rips apart his fans a little bit to be like, stop reading into everything. And to make a movie that basically is just like, you didn't need to read into this. This is just what happened. But still do a good enough job structurally to keep you guessing that long. But to also echo Benoit Blanc at the end just being like, oh, God, this is so stupid and obvious. Like, it's perfect. It's perfect. And for people who complained about that, I didn't get it. I really felt bad for people who maybe didn't get the full experience on that. But I thought that was very clever. It's right there with the first one. I maybe like this one better. I want to rewatch it again, but it's a solid movie, and I'm glad that Netflix has got the rights for the third, and we can keep doing this. Shane, go ahead.
I echo your comments about Kate Hudson, but for me, I'm going to put this out there. I know he doesn't have like a big back catalog of movies, but I'm going to say it. Batista's the best wrestler turned actor working in the industry right now. Sorry, Rock, but it's Batista. I'm sorry. He's great. In every movie I've seen him in, your eyes turn to him, and he's very watchable. And to me, he could do a little more serious stuff than The Rock can. The Rock is just The Rock at this point. But for me,
John Cena has entered the chat, my friend.
Sorry.
Peacemaker is so good.
I know, but stop doing firefighting movies for kids. Like, stop. Just
oh my God, that was so bad.
Stop. For me, it's Batista.
I don't even know what you're talking about. What movie?
Oh God, what is it? Fireproof or whatever the hell? What is it?
With Key from Key and Peele and John Leguizamo. It's a terrible.
God.
Oh,
it's
terrible.
Like, it's for dumb kids.
Yeah, sorry.
I that's it. It's like kids that head trauma kids.
But
it's
Batista
so
has
bad.
such an on-screen presence for me.
Well, Drax gets him a lot of leverage. Too,
it does, but man, like Hotel.
He was in Blade Runner 2049.
Hotel Artemis, this movie, and he has a new M. Night Shyamalan movie coming out next month. Like for me, he's really springing forward in his career, which I did not see coming based off of Drax. So I just want to throw that in there. Best wrestler turned actor. It's Batista. It's not The Rock. People, come at me.
Yeah, and he's
It's not
turned
Hogan?
down. He's turned down some roles too because he wants to be more front and center and kind of follow the Rock path, and he's betting on himself. And to be honest, though, I like him in an ensemble. I mean, Guardians in this is a fine example of him just kind of carving that niche and maybe being like he looks like a stereotype, so play with it. That's him at his best. So I agree. And Knock at the Cabin, he definitely looks intense. So I'm all for that movie right now. Although M. Night keeps fucking with me over the years, so we'll see. Chris, what were you saying?
No, I said what Hogan doesn't count. He doesn't get a
No
No
doesn't
Holds
get
Barred was a long time
lifetime
ago, buddy.
Yeah, Suburban Commando doesn't count, bud.
Yeah.
God damn
Thunder
it.
Lips forever, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. No, yeah, I would say I agree with what you said about Batista, that he's more solid with his dramatic stuff. But I mean, yeah, The Rock can't do drama like that, but he does comedy so well.
He does.
But yeah, it's tough. It is tough. He doesn't have as many films.
I miss
So
The Rock
it is
when he
tough
was trying to
to
be
say that.
more interesting early on, like the
Mhm.
be cool period.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Oh.
kind of where Batista is or was just a little before this, where he's like, I could be funny, I could do whatever.
Yeah, he can do funny. He could, I mean, Drax isn't the serious character.
No.
He has great moments in all his appearances where he was the bodyguard
Oh,
with the little
God,
girl.
yeah, with the little girl. Or wait,
Yeah,
My Spy.
he was funny in that.
Yeah.
no, My
I
Spy.
Spy. That's
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't want to confuse it with what's her face's spy film, Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy. Okay.
Oh, yeah, right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was also thinking of he was in a movie with Kumail Nanjiani that didn't work.
Stuber.
right?
Stuber.
Stuber, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh man, I forgot about that.
So he did hit a rough patch, but he seems to
Yeah.
have steered into the curve or whatever, just climbing himself out of the mud. I guess he for a while there between Guardians movies, he wasn't so good. Between that and whatever you think of Army of the Dead, of course.
Oh yeah.
But
Jeez.
all right, so we're not ending on a down note. I tried to pick us back up with Glass Onion, and then we're like, hey, you know who we can shit on for a while?
Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So excellent job, guys. I'm proud of our work in 2022. I'm glad we were able to bring a little positivity, a lot of fun categories in here, a lot of good movies to celebrate. Looking forward to 2023. I'm sure in the coming weeks we will probably do a most anticipated, because we like doing those episodes where we can see what we're looking forward to in 2023. And I don't know, I guess maybe we try to do Megan and maybe talk some horror next week. We'll see how that all plays out. If not, tons of things to tons of things to talk about as we start a fresh new year of 2023 films. So thank you guys for listening. Congratulations to us for doing such a great job. Pat ourselves on the back. And like and subscribe and do the whole thing if you haven't already. And come back next week for more recent activity.